Today I'm going to talk about the worst ways to learn English or any language. These are the reasons why you never make progress even after learning English for years and taking expensive language courses. You try every new way to master English faster, but have you ever taken a pause and thought about the things you're doing wrong that are killing your progress? No? Okay. I'm going to point out the worst ways we're often taught and tell you how to actually learn English and get fluent. I'm not a native speaker and I wasn't good at English at all. I struggled to speak even for 2 minutes at school. So after graduating, I started working on my speaking skills. And within 6 months, I drastically improved my fluency and overall English that I even became an online English language tutor. I got a damn comment on one of my videos saying, "Oh, you must have already been good at English. You're just fooling people." And I'm like, bro, chill. It's not a rocket science. It's literally a language. You can learn it and become fluent. I don't know why you act like it's some kind of mythical superpower. But anyway, I didn't magically get better one day. I just used my common sense, which, shocker, is free. When you watch videos about learning English, the first thing they tell you is practice speaking every day. Now, do I think practicing speaking every day is good? Yes. But does this apply to everyone? No. It depends on where you are, a beginner, a B1 or B2, and it also depends on who you're practicing with. If it's a native speaker or someone really good at English or even AI app, you're good. But if it's someone just as bad as you, well, that's like two blind people trying to give each other direction type of situation. And it gets worse because when you're a beginner, then you will make a lot of mistakes when you speak, which is nothing to be ashamed of, by the way. But if you practice that every day, you will get used to speaking in a certain way. You will get used to speaking incorrectly. I've had students who would make the same mistakes in the same area repeatedly. And I would tell them like 10 times, you're mispronouncing this, you're using this particular tense incorrectly. But even after that, they would still make the exact same mistake over and over again because they were used to using it like that. I don't mean practicing speaking is not effective. I just don't want you to think that, oh, if I keep speaking every day, I will naturally get better. No, you won't. Who told you that? This is one of the major misconceptions. Fluency doesn't come from speaking more. It comes from speaking correctly. If you don't know those mistakes you're making, how are you going to get better? You even get to hear this from English teachers that don't worry about your mistakes, just focus on your speaking and fluency. But it has a lot of cons, so I wouldn't do it like that. In the beginning, your goal should be to speak correctly. Then you can go for fluency. I usually give the example of driving a car. When you first learn driving, do you take the car on the road on your first day and say, if I keep driving, I will get better on the way? No, right? You first learn everything about driving. What is the correct way to drive and what are the things you should avoid? And when you pass that level and then get on the road, that's when you feel confident because now you know what you're doing. And it's the same with speaking. Fluency is the confidence that comes from knowing that you speak correctly. Second worst way is to focus too much on grammar. Yes, I'm challenging some traditional ways here, but let's be real. When you're too focused on grammar, you get stuck in your head. You start translating in your head and you overthink a lot. And then your fluency is just long, dramatic pauses and half-finished sentences. If you want to improve fast, just observe others. It's that simple. Humans learn a language by copying others, not by making some 500-page grammar notes. Watch native speakers. Listen to anything in English. I didn't spend my time learning grammar, like never. In school I did, but did I get better? Nope. As a beginner, you should learn some basic grammar if you want, but making it all about grammar, yeah, I don't think so. Like, what the hell is subjunctive, mode, and split infinitives? And when you speak in daily life, no one is going to stop you and ask you, hey, what is the subject and predicate in the sentence you just made? So unless you want to be English literature professor or something, or are preparing for English exam that has specific grammar questions, don't bother, guys. Be kind to yourself. Grammar is too broad. There is literally a rule for every word, and it will take forever to master every grammar rule. I also kind of blame the Asian schooling system because they treat English more like a subject than a language. They make it way too theoretical than it needs to be. Like, think about it. We study English for 12 years, and still most of us are not fluent. Clearly, something is wrong. Because honestly, it shouldn't take more than a year or two to fully learn a language if you do it right. Anyway, I'm not here to start a school rant, so let's just keep going. The third worst way, and the most important one, is not listening enough. I think this is the only reason why you never make progress. You try everything from buying grammar books to taking English courses, except to shut up and focus on listening. Let me tell you how human brain works and how it's designed to learn languages. Think about how a baby learns to talk. Do babies sit down with grammar books? Nope. They spent months just listening. Their brain absorbs sounds, words, and patterns without them even realizing it. That is called input. And that is step number one for everyone, kids or adults. When you hear phrases like I'm going to, I will go, I went, thousands of times, your brain automatically gets the rule without needing to memorize it. Speaking doesn't come first, guys. It comes later. Once your brain has absorbed enough input, it starts predicting what comes next. That's when speaking flows naturally. That's when it starts to think in English. It's like filling a glass of water. At first, nothing happens. But once it's full, it overflows. So input fills your brain and speaking is the overflow. If you want to be fluent, not just fluent, but native speakers fluent, then train your brain to think in English. Now, of course, if everyone around you talks in English, then it's easy. But even if you don't live in an English-speaking country, you can still achieve that in a much more effective way, I might say. Watch anything in English, TV shows, podcasts, or audiobooks. And personally, in my experience, TV shows have been game changer because they force you to be super focused and curious. And this makes you want to understand everything they say. And also dopamine, which is the reward chemical, and it boosts our memory, right? And that's why learning through movies or jokes or songs or conversations with people that we like sticks way better than grammar drills. And movies and TV shows are also really good at teaching you conversational English and communication skills. So guys, basically it's all in one. So I just told you the most practical and fun way to learn a language. Thanks for watching. I really hope I dragged you out of those boring grammar books once and for all. See you in the next video. Until then, have a great day, drink some water, and goodbye.